This is the first of my, I think I'm going to call it Making Monday or Monday Makes. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of an insight into what I do. And I've got so many things on the go at the moment and I really want to know what you guys are doing. So this is just a little video about how I'm being creative at the moment and things like that. So first thing I wanted to share with you was these lovely things. So I've knitted some pumpkin, not knitted, I've crocheted some pumpkins. We don't do Halloween. We do, if we were to do anything, it would be more likely to do a light party to celebrate all the light things in the world and love and all positivity rather than dark, horrible things. So they're not for Halloween, they're just for autumn and loveliness. And aren't they cute? I'm slightly obsessed with them and I want to make loads more. And I love how it's completely wonky. Everything I make is slightly wonky, which I quite like. So they are my pumpkins or wonky boobs. Take your pick. So they are crocheted and it was so easy. And I love how crochet is a bit faster than knitting as well. I don't know what you think about that. Whether you like knitting or crochet or both. It was a bit weird trying to get to know how to crochet when I could knit. I could only knit and I didn't understand how crochet worked at all. And I know that's something my mum struggles with. She's like, how does it work? I don't understand. Why have you only got one needle? Anyway, so that's my Crochet Pumpkins. If you want to know where I got the pattern from, I can send it along to you if you just send me a DM and I will pass it along, pass the pumpkin love along. Now, next thing, I wanted to share with you this amazing weekly planner, which is amazing, and it's by Susanna Banks, who's one of my favourite people to follow on Instagram. Isn't it beautiful? It's just amazing. Look, it's great. It's so beautiful. And she uses collage and bits of paper and pastels and things, as well as using like digital ways of making stuff. So I love her and watching how she does stuff and all of her artwork and things. I've got a couple of her prints on my wall and I love them. So you need to go and check out her, Susanna Banks. I will link her in the comments. And then I wanted to share with you something that I'm doing with my mum. I miss my mum a lot at the moment. She's up in Leeds, I'm in London. Leeds are in total lockdown, so we're not allowed to go and see her at all. I think, well, the thing's going to change again today, so we'll see what Boris has to say later. And it might be that we are in lockdown again, full on lockdown, no socialising or anything. So I feel very far away from her, and so I decided, because she likes knitting, and she fell over in summer and hurt her back, so she's sort of not as active as she would like to be. She can't get through a day without going for a walk. So I decided that we should make a lockdown blanket. So the way that it's going to work is we're going to each knit squares or crochet or just make squares, and then when we can, we're going to get together, we're going to sew them all together and make a really big blanket that we've both made from completely different ends of the country. And then when we can, we're both going to sit on a sofa together underneath this lockdown blanket, and it's going to be just a lovely way of us connecting during this horrible pandemic. So I'm going to show you some of the stitches that I've learned. I can't remember any of them are called though, that's the problem. So, but I've been trying to research knitting stitches and things, and it's really hard. Like I went into a really lovely local sort of wool and craft shop called Slip Stitch, and they've and the lady who runs it was like, I can't find a good book on like a compilation of all of the knitting stitches. Like there's crochet ones, and there's loads of stuff on Pinterest about individual little bits here and there, and patterns. There's billions of knitting patterns, loads for like clothes and socks. I can't knit in a round, so that's not going to work for me. So, and it's really hard to find a compilation of all of the knitting patterns just for squares, like granny squares, but for knitting, which a lot of people call them Afghan squares, I found. I don't really know why. Anyway, so the ones that I really liked, really enjoyed, and can actually remember what they're called. This one is called, is that right? Yeah, that's seed stitch or moss stitch. I've had a bit of a complicated time figuring out which is which, because I think it's moss stitch. Anyway, so the deal is we have chosen 5-inch squares, and we can choose whatever colour, whatever stitch, however we want to decorate them, or do whatever. And so it's going to be the most bonkers blanket in the whole world. I mean, look at all the different colours I have. Like, it's just insane. I mean, even if I put all of these together in one blanket right now, it wouldn't really make sense. But I'm hoping that when we all come together and stuff, it's going to make a lot more sense. So I've found my knitting needles again, which is nice. I've got some nice bamboo ones, which I love. And I've managed to do this. I'll try and find all the stitch patterns and put them in the comments if I can, or if you don't if you don't care, then never mind. But I quite like this one. This one's quite nice. It's like a diamond pattern. This one was just really nice and simple. Hang on, that way around there. And I learned how to cast on properly for the first time. I've been doing like a really dodgy way of casting on, which makes it all wibbly wobbly. And I finally found a way. Look how straight that is. I could never do that before. It's very exciting. Where is the camera? And how do I get you to focus? Focus. Focus on that, please. It's having a tough time. There, look. How neat that is. Anyway, I'm proud of myself. I found some nice chevron-y ones. I'm all about a bit of a chevron. And sort of geometric patterns, so there's going to be lots of that on my end. I don't know what Mum's doing. She sent me a photo of one so far. I think I'm a little bit obsessed with this project, so I think I've done rather a lot. I quite like a little ribbed sort of texture as well. I've done a couple of those, because I suddenly thought it can't be all be different, so I'm going to make some duplicates. So I've made some of those. And this one, I laughed at the pattern, because it's sort of reversible, but it's called Fancy Diamond, which I thought was quite, it's quite a good description of what it is. It's a fancy diamond, which I love, so I'm going to use more of those, but that is really, really faffy. So I've knitted loads of squares, and hopefully we're going to be able to mesh them all together and make them into a beautiful blanket that we can treasure. We're trying to get the rest of the family involved as well. No one else really knits in our family, so that's going to be quite tricky. But I'm one of 4 kids, so hopefully we're hoping to get everybody to do at least one square. Archie is wanting to learn to knit as well. He's only 6, so I've been helping him. This is his. I thought if it went wrong and had holes and stuff in it, then I could just make it a bit smaller. So just do a little one, and then I can always sew it onto, that's the plan anyway, to do a nice simple back one, and then I can sew his one on to the top and say that was Archie's first knitting ever. But he's doing really, really well. I think it helps if you have a sort of cotton wool rather than a synthetic. I find that the synthetic, like DK balls of wool you get, you know, the ones that are just in like chemists and things, they seem to sort of fluff up a bit too much, and I find that really stressful. Whereas the cotton stuff, it stays very distinct, so you get a really nice idea of the stitch, and it's just so much easier to knit with. So that's my blanket dealio. And then I wanted to share with you, I've been doing some pouches today. Monday is my making day, so any orders I get, I make most of them on Wednesday. I will do for the moment. As I get more towards Christmas, hopefully, I'll make more making days during the week. So I made this one today, which was really fun. It says Leo and it's a rocket. And I love piecing things together that are different colours. I love piecing it all together and seeing how it all comes together. And then I had an order last week for 3 rainbow pencil cases. So I've made those ones today, which is very satisfying. because you do all the colours at the same time. So I had an L and a U in red and an F and an S in red, and then you cut all the red stuff out and then you have to piece it all together. So I really like that. And I thought I would just give you a little sneaky preview of a new pouch that is only really going to be available on a site called Gifted Local, which is an amazing website, and it basically serves North London small businesses. So Crouch End, Wood Green, Turnpike Lane, Stoke Newington, Highgate, where else is around here, Muswell Hill, all that kind of like nice little pocket of North London. And the idea is that you order from local small businesses and then they don't need to post it, they just drop it round. So I'm on Gifted Local and I love it. And it means people order from me and then I just make it and go and drop it at their door, which saves on postage, saves on all of that kind of CO2 emissions of just sending something in the post that can be delivered down the road. So this is a local design. And it's of the Crouch End clock tower. If you live somewhere with a clock tower, you might get how iconic they are for your area. It becomes like a central hub for where you live. And I think this colour combo is brilliant. I've always loved it. It's navy and completely fluorescent yellow, and it is so bright and so brilliant. And I have really enjoyed doing like one-liners at the moment, which is why this is all one word. I know it's 2 words, Crouch Ender, I know, but I like doing one-liners, and I did all this sort of with a one-liner sort of design. So that's been really sort of a way that I've been drawing a lot at the moment. So that is new. It's not online yet, can't get it yet. I think that's it for my first one. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you've been making. Have you been making pumpkins or wonky boobs? Have you been making them? And if you want to make one, let me know. You don't need a lot of wool, and it's really easy. They come together really quickly and they're so satisfying. I've got them on my windowsill looking lovely and autumnal, because there's so much Christmas stuff at the moment, and I know I've been going on about Christmas stuff, but it's nice to stay in the moment and stay and enjoy all the autumnal stuff as it is here. I hope you enjoy my little first video of Monday Makes, and I will hopefully be here next week. I'm not going to promise a completely regular thing. As some of you might know, my mental health goes up and down quite a lot, and I think the reason I'm doing so much creative stuff at the moment is because it's not so great at the moment. So all I want to do is hide at home. I'm not very good at sitting still and dwelling on anything. So what I do is I fill my time with being creative, or just I've got to do something with my hands. I've got to. So I'm either doodling, designing, making pouches, or just finding something else to do like knitting. And I find that really helps me just get through the bad times, because a lot of my depression and stuff isn't to do with what's going on around me. So it's not something that necessarily gets better or worse because of something that's happened. So I just need to wait for it to sort of pass. So while I wait for it to pass, rather than despairing, I like to be busy and get on with things. So that's why there's so much creativity going on at the moment. And I'd love to know what you guys are up to. I'll put some links in the description and the comments below of everything that I've talked about. And I'll see you next week. Hope you're having a lovely crafty week.